Alright friends, so we are going to read The Mother's Day Mice. Now I know we started this book on Monday and read a little bit on Wednesday, but I thought that it's such a great story that I really want you guys to hear it all the way through. So I'm going to start at the beginning again, but hey, that way you can see what you remember, alright? And remember friends, when reading this story, we're going to find the theme. The theme of a story is the moral or lesson the author wants to teach us. What does Eve Bunting want us to learn from her fiction story? All right, let's see. The Mother's Day Mice by Eve Bunting, illustrated by Jan Brett. Biggest Little Mouse wakened first. It was early morning and still almost dark. He tugged gently on the whiskers of Middle Mouse, who slept next to him. "It's Mother's Day," he whispered. "Time to get up and go for our presents." Middle Mouse tugged gently on the whiskers of Little Mouse. There's Little Mouse, who slept between him and the wall. "Mother's Day," he whispered. They crept out of bed and tiptoed past Mother's room. So here on the front page we get introduced to the three characters. They don't have real names, they go by Biggest Mouse, Middle Mouse, and Little Mouse, but that's fun to remember. Outside, one star still slept in the sky. So that tells you it's very, very early morning. They stopped to wash paws and faces in their pail of water. Mother kept by the front door. Biggest studied his watch. "We have 2 hours before Mother wakes up. Middle and I know what we're getting for her and where to find it." He looked at Little Mouse and waited. "I know what I'm getting too," Little Mouse said. "Honeysuckle." Biggest shook his head. "Little Mouse, honeysuckle grows only on Honeysuckle Cottage, and we know who lives in Honeysuckle Cottage. You'll have to find something else for Mother." Do we know who lives in Honeysuckle Cottage? We don't. Let's keep reading. Little Mouse wanted to argue, but Biggest was already lining them up, one behind the other. "Hold tails and be quiet as we go," he said. "The dark has dangers for little mice." It's beginning to get morning. You see how the moon's not in the sky anymore, and the sky is starting to get a little blue. They ran across the meadow. Little Mouse liked the tough, smooth feel of his brother's tail. He thought the three of them, joined together, must be as long as a snake. He didn't want to think about snakes, though. So if you can see these illustrations, you can see the big brother was right. There are dangers in the meadow. I see some thorns here. I don't know if you can see at the bottom, I actually see a snake. So the meadow, and looks like they're going into the woods, is kind of dangerous. The edges of the sky were streaked with morning. A red fox passed them on his way home. They crouched till the white tip of his tail disappeared into the trees. "Grrr," Little Mouse said fiercely. "Who's afraid of him?" But his voice was so weak that he couldn't hear it himself. Aw. An owl sheared above them as they lay hidden in the long grass. Little Mouse kept his eyes tight closed. If he couldn't see the owl couldn't see him. Is that true? No, the owl's way up there. "You didn't have to squeeze my tail so hard," Middle Mouse told him when they stood up. "I thought you might be frightened," Little Mouse said. "I was telling you I was here." Middle Mouse sniffed. Aw, poor Little Mouse. He is a little bit scared, but he has every reason to be a little frightened. I mean, they are very small compared to the animals that are in the forest. A strawberry patch grew at the edge of the meadow. "There's my surprise for Mother," Middle Mouse said. "She loves strawberries. She says the first ones taste of summer coming." Biggest Mouse boosted him so he could get the roundest, reddest berry from the top. Its weight tipped him backwards as he carried it. So friends, you know that they're really small mice if one strawberry is very, very heavy for them. And I think this is the page we stopped on Wednesday, so these are going to be new pages now. My surprise is here too, Biggest Mouse said. He picked a dandelion fluff ball and held it high by its milky stem. It's a wish flower for Mother. Little Mouse thought that fluff ball was as beautiful as spinning of spider's webs. He could see the sky through it. So those actually are pretty good presents so far. Mother will love it, Little Mouse said. Now, can we go to the honeysuckle? We have time, and maybe he won't be there. Ooh. Biggest Mouse sighed. We'll go look, but only because you're the littlest, and it's Mother's Day. And we won't go close. Cat is always there. So friends, mice and cats sometimes do not get along. The cat is like all these mice predator. Oh no, Cat was there. He lay on the porch of Honeysuckle Cottage, monstrously big, monstrously black. When he yawned, his mouth was a dark, spiked cave. Little Mouse could see it clearly, even though they weren't too close. Maybe he'll leave soon, Little Mouse whispered. He pulled his eyes away from Cat to the honeysuckle that twined around the porch. Honeysuckle for Mother. So it seems, y'all, as though Little Mouse is on a mission. He really wants the honeysuckle, but I don't know if I would risk that. Look how scary that cat looks. You guys are doing awesome. Inside the cottage, someone was playing a piano. The tune was Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Dun dun ding ding dun 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 ding ding dun dun dun. Maybe a cat likes to lie in the sun and listen to music, Little Mouse whispered. Maybe the person will stop playing and Cat will go away. He sniffed the honeysuckle air and pretended not to see Biggest Mouse check the time. Dun dun ding ding dun dun dun. That person is not going to stop playing, Middle Mouse muttered. He set his strawberry on the ground and a beetle came on the run. So the big brothers are waiting and waiting, but Little Mouse is still being determined. Let's see what's going to happen, friends. Middle picked it up and shooed the beetle away. Little Mouse began creeping toward the cottage on his belly. Biggest yanked him back by his tail. Stop that! Anyway, it's time to go. What if Mother wakes up on Mother's Day and all her little mice are missing? Or eaten, Middle added. We have to go, Biggest said. I'm sorry, Little Mouse. But inside Little Mouse's head, something had started to beat. Something wonderful that was the beginning of an idea. Something better than honeysuckle. It's all right, Little Mouse said. Y'all, what do you think's going on? He didn't get honeysuckle and he doesn't have anything in his hands. What is his present going to be for Mother? The sun made a pink path across the meadow as they ran for home. Bring her a daisy, Biggest said over his shoulder. She loves daisies. Bring her a rock, Middle puffed. A small rock that's not too hard to carry. They're nice, Little Mouse said, but they're not special enough for this special day. He had something special, though. He had it strong and firm in his mind when they got home. So let's see. Biggest stood the fluff ball in a jar beside Mother's chair. Middle put the strawberry on a blue dish on the table. I'm glad I didn't roll it, he said. Sometimes I wanted to, but I carried it all the way, and it isn't even squished. He glanced sideways at Little Mouse. The strawberry can be from you too, Little Mouse. And the fluff ball will be from the both of us, Biggest said. Little Mouse smiled. Thank you, but I brought something of my own. He thought it was funny when his brothers looked all around and then rolled their eyes at each other. Something I kept hidden, he said. So it's not something that they could see. Biggest Mouse held up a warning paw. Shh, Mother's coming. Happy Mother's Day, they all shouted when she came in the kitchen, and Mother said, "Why, you remembered." Remembered? We almost got eaten 3, Middle began, but Biggest poked him hard. Sometimes Middle talked too much. Mother blew on the fluff ball and exploded into a million beautiful feathery seeds. Look, they're all around the picture in the house. That's so pretty. Did you make a wish? Biggest Mouse asked. Yes, a wonderful wish. Mother cut the strawberry into 4 pieces. I love strawberries, she said. The first one's taste of summer coming. She nibbled on an edge of a berry and closed her eyes, and Little Mouse knew she was tasting sunshine and sweet corn in the cold waters of Meadow Stream. Now me, he said. He was so excited as he thought he might explode like the fluff ball into a million pieces. The music he heard at Honeysuckle Cottage was loud in his mind, and he clasped his paws and began to sing. He sang the words he thought of as they ran home. We have brought a song to say, happy, happy Mother's Day. No one's mother is so nice, love from all your little mice. That was wonderful, Mother said when he finished. How astonished his brothers were. That means that they were very surprised that he had come up with such a great gift. They thought he had nothing, and all this time he had this. Y'all, so what was his gift? Little Mouse's gift was a beautiful song. Was that better than honeysuckle? Little Mouse asked. Much better, Mother said. Honeysuckle doesn't last forever. A song does. Was it the best of all your surprises? As soon as he asked that, Little Mouse felt a little mean. The song is from all of us, he added quickly. Oh, that was nice. Mother smiled. All my surprises were lovely. You each brought me something different, and you each brought me something the same. Do you know what that was, Little Mouse? Little Mouse knew. They had brought her their love. Mother opened her arms wide, and they ran to her. Let's sing Little Mouse's song, she said. Mother and her 3 little mice swayed together as they sang, and the kitchen was warm with wishes and summer coming, and music and love. I really, really enjoyed that story, and I wish we were able to read it together in person in our classroom, but I'm really glad you guys got to listen to it. So, what do you think the theme of the story was? I think the author is trying to teach us that it doesn't matter what kind of gift you get someone, whether it be for Mother's Day or for someone's birthday or for something else. It matters what's in your heart. As long as you love someone, they will love anything you can get them. And especially on Mother's Day, it's all about the love that you show your mom or grandma or anyone in your life. So I hope you guys have a great Mother's Day this weekend, and I hope you treat your mom extra special, friends. And I will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend.